And Mac.
A Mac show. Oh, I'd be frightened with that. I've got something seriously frightening. But I think you've got something very disturbing, haven't you?
I don't know. What?
Well, Boris de Pfaffel, the foreigner, foreign secretary. That's, I suppose you have to be foreign to get the job as a foreign secretary, right? He's over trying to visit Donald Trump, but Donald Trump doesn't want to see him, so he's been on Fox News, and he says, I think Donald Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, it seems that nowadays you just need to be a US president to be automatically nominated for the Peace Prize. Let's not forget Obama got awarded the Peace Prize.
The torturer?
Who's caused more wars in his terms than any other US president ever.
He permanently kept the American people at war in Afghanistan, didn't he? Also, he said he was going to close Guantanamo Bay and admitted, yeah, I torture people. Oh, yeah, I torture people. He's supposed to be a black man. But he ain't no black man. He ain't a white man neither. In fact, I don't know what race he is. Apart from a murderous, torturous liar. Treasonous liar. So you think, what do you think? Should we give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize? And some people will say, well, look what he's done with Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-il, whatever he is this week. And all of a sudden, Kim's just gone over the border and made peace with the North and South, and so they realise they're actually one. But they really don't want anything to do with America. Oh yeah, where is that article? Where is it? There it is. So what do you think? Give Trump the Peace Prize?
Well, apparently he's not going to renew the Iranian agreement. So the Iranian, while this agreement was going, Iran had promised not to produce nuclear weapons, and he's now going to not do that. So that would make him try to cause World War III as well, just like all the rest of the leaders. So
right. Okay. The Iranian agreement. The Iranian agreement. So what was the agreement? Do you know anything about that?
No. Just that it stopped them. They agreed not to prolong
basically, yeah, they agreed not to have so many. It's heavy water, isn't it? Something like that. I've found something about it here. Yeah, what is the Iran nuclear deal? Iran agreed to rein in its nuclear program in 2015. Agreements struck with the US, UK, Russia, China, France, and Germany. Russia, China, UK, France, and Germany. It just shows you they really are in it together.
All in it together, yeah.
The Russian US delegate at the United Nations, he says our Western allies have got it slightly wrong. Right? China, France, and Germany. Yet Tehran agreed to significantly cut its stores of centrifuges, enriched uranium, and heavy water, that was it, and all key components for nuclear weapons. But hold on, didn't they say they were making nuclear power stations?
Yeah.
So who's got nuclear weapons? Donald Trump's got nuclear
Everyone.
weapons, hasn't he? Given the Nobel Peace Prize for having nuclear weapons! Who else has got nuclear weapons?
Israel more than any.
That beautiful woman got nuclear weapons.
Oh.
Yeah, she's got nuclear weapons.
So that's trustworthy.
Right. And who else in there? Macron. He's got nuclear weapons. Yeah. And guess what?
So
China have got nuclear weapons. In fact, all those people that say you shouldn't have nuclear components to make a nuclear power station have all got
nuclear weapons.
Give them all a Nobel Peace Prize. For shit's sake. Bombshell suggested. Bombshell! Come on, let's blow up Syria and give him a Nobel Peace Prize! Thanks for being here. And here's a piece of advice. Boris Johnson urged Donald Trump to back Iran's nuclear deal and win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Bribery. That's what it is, isn't it? It's bribery, isn't it?
Oh, we are sailing to give peace a chance. Yeah, give the Queen a Nobel Peace Prize as well. Oh, I'll add something to this video. Are you ready for some sick, grimy crap? And it's not just Stormzy. See that? There's Stormzy, the grime London rapper. You ever listen to his records? Not my taste, because I like KaK. Brilliant lyrics. And the Right Reverend Justin Welby, can you see that sick individual? And he'll tell you what he gets up to. Maybe you should give him the Nobel Peace Prize for raping children.
Yeah.
Maybe you should give him the Nobel Prize of paedophilia. We're not supposed to use that word. Well, paedophiles! Yeah? What do you reckon? We'll give him the Nobel Prize for paedophilia.
It'd be a toss-up between him and some in the city council.
The headline in the Diabolical Scum is really quite a good one. Yeah? What does it say?
Don't have to find it.
Get me to the church on grime. Yeah, it's there, look. Get me to the church on grime. So, the leader of the British Child Raping Club, with his fish hat on, do you know, I bet you if I unfold this newspaper there'll be a royal on it as well, because they're all in the club together. I'm not saying Stormzy is in on this, right, because I don't think he would have anything to do with this bloke, but he believes in praying. It's in one of his songs, and he said something about when I get prayed up. So the Archbishop of Canterbury is taking inspiration from Stormy's song as he nervously prepares for Prince Harry, who's not a prince, well I suppose he is, and Meghan's wedding. The Most Reverend Justin Welby, paedophile, at 62 of London.
You know that's where it's going. Wherever it calls itself the Most Reverend, the Most Honourable, you know they're a bunch of low-life scum.
You're dead right there. Well, have a listen to this, because I've not read this to you. It says the Archbishop, the most senior figure in the Church of England after, guess who?
Queen.
Yeah, that's what it says, the Queen, who is the supreme governor of the Church of England.
Governor, that sounds like slavery.
The supreme, she's the supreme governor. The one that's supposed to be above us all. Because believe me, and him, no, don't believe anything you say, but whatever you think or believe Creator is, there's nobody above us or below us. We're all equal, aren't we?
Yeah.
Then we should all get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Can somebody nominate us for the Nobel Peace Prize for trying to spend a bit of oneness and love around the planet? What's the solution, KaK and Mac people keep saying? Love is the solution, I reckon. You know, if we all loved each other and got on. I mean, I love him, but I'm not gay, but would it make any difference? No.
It depends whether you're taking or giving.
I love my friends. You know, don't get this the wrong way, but I love the Queen and I love George Bush. Have I said that before?
Yeah.
But I don't like what they've done. Do you know, Kanye West again, he said he saw George Bush Jr. pushing George Bush Sr. to the funeral the other day because his wife died. We made a video about it. His wife, Barbaria Bush, she was the daughter
Crowley.
of the most evil man in the world, number 666, the Beast. He called himself. And he said he's actually a man, he actually felt sorry for him because his wife died. And he says, I love him. Even though he's committed horrible, heinous crimes and made billions and billions because of weapons and blowing up buildings and people, they don't give a shit about others. But again, I love them. Don't get me wrong. We don't like what they do. And I don't like what they don't do, like Theresa May.
Do you know that each of these mega trillionaires or whatever, each of them could solve world hunger 7 times over?
Overnight, easily. The Queen of England, who's apparently the richest woman in the world after the Sultan of Brunei, and do you know where she got all that money from, didn't she?
Theft, thieving and robbing and...
From tax, yeah. And they are what Max says, they're parasites. So, I reckon if Stormzy could sort of like spread a little bit more love on the grime scene rather than going to the church. Honest Stormzy, if you watch our videos, don't pray to their God because they like children and they like to drink your blood and they believe in Shaitan, Satan, the devil, don't they? Yeah? And guess what? There you go. Look who's on the other page.
Oh, another one.
Can you see it? Do you think this man gives a flying crap about terror victims? I'll read it to you. Prince Charles, what's the difference between a prince and a fairy?
Both imaginary.
Yes! Yeah, they don't exist. Charles, the Queen, Elizabeth II's eldest son, ex-best friend of
Jimmy Savile!
the
paedophile!
and child
Rapist!
who bought his house, the head of the RSPCC, the Royal Society for Protection of Children. Royal Society for Protection of Children, are you kidding me? When they've got scumbags like this in there. Can't wait till he's on the new plastic 5s, 10s and 20s and 50s. Oh dear. A handful of Jimmy Savile's in your pocket, right next to your
It'll be a
waist.
It'll be a totally different meaning to Pastor Charlie.
Lining up the whites. Feel like I'm in a snooker game. Anyway, it says here, Charles met the relatives of victims of the Nice terror attack as part of a 5-day trip to France and Greece yesterday.
But that never happened.
Exactly. It says 86 people were allegedly killed and 450 injured in July the 16th when the French and Greek government rigged it. That's what it should say, really. But actually it says when an Islamic fundamentalist drove a lorry into crowds celebrating Bastille Day.
Yeah, that's a coincidence in itself, wasn't it?
Doesn't make sense. If you were in IS and you wanted to get to the British monarchy or the British government, right, that bomb all these countries, that make billions and billions and trillions out of it, you'd either go for the president of the US, you'd go for...
and let's face it, it's dead easy to kill the president of the US. Look how they killed JFK. Just like that.
Can be assassinated. And it's easy to... We've gone over this before, didn't we? Like, driving through Notting Hill. Oh, where's Jeremy Corbyn and Boris Johnson come out? They come out of this house every morning just over there. You're an IS terrorist. Oh, there you go, sorted. No, we'll go and kill a load of kids. We'll drive a truck down a road and kill a load of families. Does that make any sense to you?
Ah, but think of the fear factor.
Does that make any sense to you? Because it don't.
Fear factor.
Well, it's got to be rigged, and this is who it's rigged by. These people. Yeah, the very reverend, not Stormzy. And this joker. Oh. Charles, yesterday at the memorial. So what's going off here?
It's just more scam and fear. If we can keep them afraid, keep them in their lower chakras, we keep control.
There's a word for it, you know. Jingoism. A celebration of war. You know, every year the Queen, Queenie, Elizabeth, she goes and lays the wreath with Philip there. Last year they just looked like this from the window. But they like to celebrate the death. The deaths that they cause. Give them a Nobel Peace Prize. What a nice day.